Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we're going to look at a very instructive game that a student of mine and I played together earlier today. The time control was 10 minutes, and our opponent is pretty high rated, 1641. So let's take a look. E4, C5, Sicilian defense, Knight F3, the main move, usually prepares D4. Black plays the E6 line. In addition to e6, black can play knight c6, pawn d6, but black chooses e6. We play the open Sicilian d4, takes, and now we take with the knight. Black plays a6. This is the Khan variation. Very respectable on the highest level. We developed our knight, and black develops his knight. Nothing special. We play bishop e3, which is one of the many possible moves in this position. Black develops the knight. There are some ideas of bishop b4 with pressure here. We played f3, just solidifying the center. And he plays h6. The reason computer doesn't like h6 is it just does absolutely nothing in this position. We play queen c2. There are ideas of castle and long, and maybe putting more pressure here. Compared to the lines of the dragon where the bishop is here, this construction is not as good because we don't really do anything, but we can now castle. And black gets ready to castle, and we mouse slip. At which point we sent him a message saying we mouse slipped and offered him a draw, and he decided not to give us a draw. So we shall see what happens. b5. B5 makes sense because the bishop needs to go here, but in this specific case, it's not very good because we can actually solve all our problems. We can trade knights, we can trade queens, and once that bishop takes, and once that happens, our king is not in trouble. He can stay in the middle and he's fine because the queens are gone. But okay, we played a3 to stop before. He improved his bishop. We switch our queen over here. He improves his knight, and we played pawn h3. The point of pawn h3, we want to play f4 without allowing this. Computer wants queen here because it creates some annoying problems for black, but black is still better. At any rate, we played h3, and black plays a logical move, which in this case is not very good. Because we took, we've given up our not so good bishop for this good knight. Obviously, he takes back. And now there is zero reason for the king to be here, so king e2. And the plan is to bring the rook, and the king will eventually be safe over here. Again, computer wants queen g3 because there is this pawn being attacked, and black cannot castle because of the spin, and then we would just take this pawn. Alright, black plays d5, which is not the greatest move in the world. Computer wants us to block the position, but we decided to get the rook on the same line as the queen. If it takes, there's some discovery ideas. He castles. Now we took again. Computer wants to close the position, but we decided that this was a little bit more interesting. Black takes with the knight. The problem with taking with a pawn is he blocks his bishop. The problem with taking with a bishop is he gives up the bishop. So he takes with a knight, which is sensible. And now we took, and here black makes a mistake, which creates a nice positional lesson. He takes with a pawn. Now, it's better not to take with a pawn because black has two bishops, but this bishop is not very good. In fact, his pawns are blocking him. We got our king out of the way. We almost have a tactic here, or at least a threat. Like if we do this, and then he takes, then bishop here has the queen and the rook on the same line. The problem is the queen would pin the bishop to the king. And so there is no reason for the king to be here. So the king leaves. Black tries to open this line. And we blockade this bishop as well. So now this bishop is not very good, and this bishop is not very good. Black activates his rook. We activate our rook. Black does that, which is not entirely clear to me. I'm guessing he wanted to double, potential triple up, which does make sense. Computer wants knight c2. The reason computer wants knight c2 is it wants to switch the bishop over here, and then the knight will go somewhere else later. Anyway, we attack the rook. He trades. Obviously, rook takes, activating the rook. He raises the queen with the idea to bring the rook into the game. Computer wants to get a bishop trade right away, which makes perfect sense. We played here, there's some ideas of taking the pawn, and here black should have taken the knight. Instead, he avoids this tactic. But now we play the correct move, forcing the trade, and white pieces are now much better than black. Black cannot move the bishop because of the checkmate, so he decided to take. We take with the queen. Now we have complete control here. Black attacks the queen, which doesn't really help. In fact, queen e7. And again, if he takes, this is a really good rook. This bishop again is not so good. So black defends the queen. And now we improve the knight. We are not threatening to checkmate because the queen covers. But this is still, and by the way, he cannot take because we take the rook. So black decided to trade. Computer approves. We take with the rook. This is a really nice rook. Now forking the pawn and the bishop. The bishop moves. We get the pawn. We have a pawn. And black tries to run the pawn down the board. And here we came up with an idea. The point, of course, is to go here, but it's more than just a pawn. It's a checkmate. And black has to be very, very, very careful already. Black was not careful. He tried to queen. Everything is bad here, but this is really bad. Because this is now unstoppable. This is a useful construction to remember. And essentially the only way to stop us is by giving up a rook. And that's just not good. So black instead got checkmated in one move. So an instructive game. It shows you some positional ideas. It shows you that if you have a bishop, it's not good to have blockaded. You don't want your pawns to block your own bishop. And vice versa, if you can create this blockade, this kind of a blockade, if it's a really good idea to do that. I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the game. Please like, please subscribe, and I will be back soon. Thank you.